When you see this vast, complex organization all working at fever pitch, it seems, indeed, the word supervision is a most apt one, because it is always a mystery to me how a finished motor car does come out of this apparent chaos. Now, also with us is the Chief Public Relations Officer of the plant, and I'm going to ask you, Mr. Buckmaster, if you have many visitors to the plant. Is it part of your policy, for instance?
Oh, yes, we like having visitors down here. For instance, last year we had over 40,000, and I expect this year, festival year, we'll have many more.
Well, you've certainly had more than 40,000 visitors this afternoon in terms of radio, anyway. So much, then, for the assembly and the assembly line. Now, as I speak to you, another body has been lowered onto the skeleton, and it's moving slowly down the production line. And there, some 200 yards away, Richard Dimbleby is waiting with the final stages happening before his very eyes. So now down the production line again to Richard Dimbleby.
And Richard Dimbleby heard the words of Raymond Baxter then through a car radio loudspeaker mounted in the roof of the finished and perfect little saloon car in which I'm sitting on the final assembly. The first time that car radio had ever been used, and very conveniently used too. Well, now, my job, we're just coming off what I might call the final springboard, which is the first journey that the car makes. But not yet has her engine been started. And my job now, we've just come down onto the chain, is to pull out the choke and to pull the starter, and there she runs. Well, she started much quicker than some of the cars I've heard. There you hear a car that's been born and has come to life. And I may say that I thought she was going to take 10 or 15 seconds to draw petrol through from the tank, but she didn't. She started almost at once. And now, as I speak to you, I've got sitting alongside me in the seat here, Percy Howell. Percy, I just wanted to ask you, you're out, aren't you?
Yes.
How many years have you had on this line?
I've been on this line ever since it started.
How many cars do you reckon you've turned off? You've driven down?
Well, I've drove 5,000 all.
Are you a motorist yourself, Percy?
Yes, I'm a motorist myself.
Do you look after your own car as carefully as people
yes.
look after these?
Yes, sir, I look after my own car myself, do all my own repairs.
You ought to know how to anyway, Percy. Yes. Thanks very much, anyway. You didn't have to drive this one off for once. Well, I'm glad we got down quite a steep little ramp then, and I just now got time for the first time to have a look at this little car as it is, and as I'm sitting in it in the driving seat. Engine running quite sweetly. Now, things are happening all round me, because the final inspection gang who pounce on these cars when they come on the final line are now hard at work. When I say the final line, we're sitting on two moving vans which are drawing the car very slowly along, I'd say about half a mile an hour. And we're moving slowly forwards, drawn along by these invisible means, and all round me there's a gang of men at work. There are men working on the engine, on the body of the car, checking, testing every detail. Right alongside me is Jack Derbyshire, very smart in a white coat, who's the chief inspection man working on this particular car at the moment. Jack, what exactly, broadly speaking, are you looking for in these last few minutes of the car's building?
Well, any minor defects that may have occurred during the assembly are very few and far between. But,
what sort of thing may you get?
Well, it's just the final setting of the wipers, electrical, tuning of the carburetor.
Yes.
Just check the final gears and the brakes and clutch, etc.
Right. Now, what about your own job in the cockpit? You can't do it in the driving seat as you generally do, but would you like to carry on and do it alongside me? Because, you know, I'm taking this car out of here in a minute.
Well, if you like to take that chance, but actually, I think I should be in the cockpit.
Well, you'll have to do it from there, do you mind?
I'll have to do it, right.
All right, carry on now.